Alright, a couple days ago, I had the coolest thing happen to me. On Friday night, the Atlanta Hawks pregame broadcast on Bally Sports asked me to do a pregame show for a little bit. It was around 3 minutes, and I basically just talked about the Trae Young versus Knicks rivalry. So that's what inspired me to do a Hawks rebuild today. And before we start the rebuild, I'm going to show the clip. It's around 2 minutes and 50 seconds long, so you can skip that length of the video if you really don't care or want to see it. But yeah, I'm going to show that in now if you guys want to see it. It was a pretty cool experience, my first time basically on live TV.
Trae Young, after 5 years done in the league. Trevor Scales, Brian Oliver back here with you right about now. And we welcome in another rational approach into the program. That is the one and only Matthew Geist, host of 6 Rings of Steel on YouTube. We appreciate you taking the time out, Matt, because we got to talk about this budding, if not already flourishing, Knicks and Hawks rivalry. From your standpoint up there in the city, how do you feel like this is trudging along as far as this back and forth goes?
Yeah, thank you first off for having me, guys. I'm super excited. Second game of the season for both teams. And I think this rivalry has been great. The Knicks haven't been great over the last 15 or so years, but in 2021, they really broke things through, had a great playoff series against the Hawks. And I think it's been pretty competitive since 5-3 against the Hawks since that playoff series. But whenever these two teams play, you know you got to watch it going up against Trae Young.
So, Matt, so much of what the Knicks did last year depends on Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. How do you see this year for them as far as how they're going to depend on those two guys?
Yeah, for sure. I think like Jalen Brunson exceeded expectations last year, bringing the Knicks to the second round exit against the Miami Heat. I think a lot relies on Julius Randle being that number 2 option. He hasn't had a great playoff track record for the Knicks in 2 stints so far. So I think him being efficient and create shots, especially in the fourth quarter, is going to be crucial for them to have any success come April and May this season.
We know, too, that they bring a physical brand of ball. But to go back to that point that you mentioned, you touched on it with Trae Young specifically with regards to what he brings to the Garden. We know that they turn up whenever Jalen and Julius get things going as far as that franchise goes, but they also get up for when Trae Young is in that building and beyond, frankly. How does that sort of shake out from your perspective with regards to how much Trae Young is either hated or beloved in a backhanded kind of way?
No, it's been great, honestly. I think this is great for the NBA and great for just kind of the Knicks and the Hawks in general, just to have that kind of villain aspect, even though Trae Young doesn't seem like a villain. He is sometimes a Knicks fans, but I think it's a great kind of love-hate relationship going back and forth, and it just adds an extra bit of kind of like just like excitement to these games whenever Trae comes to the Garden, and I think even when he's just going up against them in general. So I'm very excited to watch Brunson go up against Trae and vice versa tonight.
The expletive Trae Young is always heard whenever he's around, but we have now taken that as a term of endearment. Matt, guys, we appreciate it. He is at 6 Rings of Steel on YouTube. Make sure you go check him out. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys.
So yeah, you can probably see like my dorky smile in that. So let's get here into the rebuild. And we're going to rebuild this Atlanta Hawks team, which seems like it's like really good, but like underperformed over the last couple of seasons, basically since their Eastern Conference final run in 2021 when they upsetted the Philadelphia 76ers in round 2, basically ended Ben Simmons' career in Philadelphia. And last offseason in 2022, not the 2023 one, they went out and traded for DeJounte Murray. That was a pretty big trade, not really giving up any players in that deal that really mattered. It was just draft picks. And then they traded John Collins for relatively nothing this summer to the Utah Jazz. But this team has 2 good guards, Trae Young and DeJounte Murray in the backcourt. They have Bogdan Bogdanovic, who's a good scorer off the bench, 31 years old. Just drafted Kobe Buffkin, who I liked a lot out of Michigan in the first round. I don't think he's going to play a lot in his rookie year. I kind of wish he went to a different team other than Atlanta. DeAndre Hunter has been in the NBA for a little bit now. He's going into year 5. And they have him and AJ Griffin at the small forward spots. You guys can kind of combine the 2 of small forward and power forward because they also have Sadiq Bey, who they got at the trade deadline last year in a 3-way deal that sent Gary Payton to Golden State. Might have been a 4-team deal, and then like James Wiseman ended up going to Detroit. And then a bunch of seconds ended up going to Portland, and the Hawks got Sadiq Bey. Also Jalen Johnson, he's looked great to start this season. He had an insane dunk against the Knicks on Friday night. He had a great opening night performance against the Hornets as well. And then they just extended Onyeka Okongwu on a fantastic deal. I thought he would have got way more money on the open market, and he's still the backup behind Clint Capella, who's 29 years old. He's still under 30. So this Hawks team definitely has the talent, but will Trae Young be the guy that can bring them to the promised land, or is he more of like a number 2 on a championship team? He's not off to a great start this season. He didn't play well on Wednesday or Friday. So hey, by the time you're playing this video in game 3, he might have done well because they will be playing the Bucks on Sunday, and I believe that's when you guys are seeing this video. Like him and AJ Griffin, I'd like to play. I think 27 minutes is fine for Saddiq Bey. I think 28 might be fine for DeAndre Hunter. And let's do 36 to Trae Young and then 33 to DeJounte Murray, who looks more of a polished scorer to start the season for sure. He's looked nice so far as a shot creator and like his pull-up mid-range for the Hawks. I think Kobe Buffkin will be in the G League. I might as well send him down there. Whoa, the College Park Skyhawks. Did not know they played in College Park. That is pretty cool. So like first game against the Hornets. Shout out to 2K not even having start today ready, which sucks. This game has been out for a month and they couldn't get that shit ready. So yeah, I'm recording this on Saturday the 28th and it's not ready. So we end up beating the Hornets in this game. But honestly, I should have the correct record at least. So you know what? I should have forced lost that. So we'll have this in reverse. Or I guess no, because the Hawks are 0-2 to start the season. All right, so we lose to the Knicks, which happened on Friday night. Trae Young did not play well at all. But yeah, I should have given myself the L there. I do apologize. It shouldn't matter too much throughout the season though. And I like the way that this Hawks team is constructed. I do think Clint Capella could be somebody that could be moved at the deadline or at least in the offseason if we want to go with O squared or Onyeka Okongwu. Will DeJounte Murray and Trae Young work as that backcourt? DeJounte Murray, I think, re-signed on a team-friendly deal. It is crazy to say that $30 million in that extension for 4 years is a team-friendly deal, but honestly, in today's NBA, yes, it is. When Jaylen Brown's getting paid $65 million a year, $30 million for DeJounte Murray is well worth it. But I like their mixture of versatile young forwards on this team. I think Bogdan Bogdanovic could also be moved at some point as well. He signed an extension throughout the regular season last year, which I thought was a little bit of a surprise. I loved AJ Griffin in his rookie year, so I hope he doesn't kind of get pushed to the side a little bit as the season goes along. Oh, this is brutal. Jalen Johnson's spinal injury. He will be out 4 to 6 months. That is brutal. Hopefully he is back before the season ends, but yeah, that just stinks. I think this is when I'm going to call up Kobe Buffkin. Also, shout out 2K having Jalen Johnson's shot tendency on 50. That's why he wasn't really averaging a ton of points. So yeah, Kobe Buffkin's going to be in the rotation now. And we're 17-19 at this point. I think the Hawks over-under was around like 44 wins or something like that. And I know a lot of people were very bullish on the Hawks this season and thought they were going to exceed expectations. But the East, I think, got better. Like teams like Indiana and Orlando were trying to make the playoffs since they didn't last year. You still have like that weird tier of Brooklyn, Toronto, and Chicago, who are all three not off to the best starts this season. I mean, it was kind of an ugly game towards the end, but entertaining when the Bulls beat the Raptors. Nets started off the season 0-2, and the Bulls and Raptors are both 1-1 at this point. So yeah, I'm sure the Hawks want to be more towards like Philly, Cleveland, if it's going to be New York in that tier, and Miami as well, because it's still Boston and Milwaukee up there in the top two, and then everybody else below. All right, so let's see if any Atlanta Hawks made the All-Star game this year. Do we get Trae Young? Yes, we do. We get a starter on Team Lillard. It's going back to East versus West, though, this year. Trae Young is playing very well, for sure. 30 points and 11 assists, 48 from the field, 43 from 3, and 87 from the line. I said in the beginning of the video, I don't know if he could be the number one on a championship team. He is proving me wrong, at least with those type of numbers. We're 5 games above 500, and I think I do want to make a move at the deadline because I don't think this current team can make noise in the East, but hey, we could get lucky with the standings at the end of the season. Maybe there's an injury or two, and we can possibly make a surprise conference finals run. Kobe Buffkin, off to not a bad start whatsoever. 7 points, not really getting any rebounds or assists, but shooting 38 from 3. I will definitely take that. So here are the player stats at the trade deadline with Trae Young. We just kind of saw his numbers. DeJounte Murray, 19.5, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal and a half a night, and great efficiency. 51 from the field, 38 from 3, 92 from the line. Couldn't ask for more from him. Saddiq Bey, restricted free agent at the end of the year. He's been a little disappointing. The efficiency hasn't been great. He's not an all-world defender by any means or really a facilitator, so I need him to kind of be a good three-point shooter, and he's not doing that. DeAndre Hunter has been all right efficiency-wise. Honestly, not the greatest. We know he is a little bit better than Saddiq Bey on the defensive side of the floor. Bogdan Bogdanovic, elite from 3 off the bench, so I think I definitely want to keep him around at the deadline. AJ Griffin, also been an elite shooter for sure. I think he could even start at the 3, and maybe we move Hunter to the 4. Okongwu and Capella, both fine. I don't know if I'm going to have a Capella trade in mind at this deadline. It could be more of like an off-season move. All right, I'm going to try to do some type of Saddiq Bey for Larry Nance move because I think Larry Nance could be a good power forward for this team, can kind of space the floor a little bit, is a solid defender, and we need some more size, and I don't think I was going to pay Saddiq Bey at the end of the year, but I'm also going to try to get a draft pick out of this as well. I don't know if I want the Lakers first this year. Don't think I want that swap worst. Maybe that, I don't know though, because since they do have Dame and they just re-signed Giannis, those Bucks picks aren't going to be great. But 2K does hate the Bucks, so I might ask for this 2026 swap best, and we at least get a first rounder and a good rotational piece for Saddiq Bey. They are going to decline that, but they're going to counter with 2 seconds, and you'll give me the Lakers first this year. That's 75 trade negotiation difficulty for you. Thank you, 2K. All right, so honestly, I think I'm going to start Larry Nance, at least for the time being. And what we're going to do is we're probably going to, just move up Hunter to the 3 spot. We're going to start Nance. I do wonder if I moved his position, would he go up in overall? He actually goes down a little bit, but I'm going to make him a power forward. And we'll just have his backup position be a center. I also didn't show you guys assistant proficiency in the beginning of the year under Quinn Snyder. They have a good coach. Do I want to go to pace and space or keep it at perimeter centric? Pace and space is 3.5, perimeter centric is 4. Honestly, I'll sacrifice the half star just to please Quinn Snyder. And we didn't have any contract extensions to do at the moment. So let's advance past the trade deadline. Road game against Philly. We ended up losing by 4. Harden and Embiid combined for 69 points. Okay, I see you. We have a game here against the Rockets and we lose by 15. So we're 0-2 in the Larry Nance Jr. era. Don't you love to see it? When is the first win going to be? Please tell me it's against Chicago at home. Okay. We end up winning by 27. Trae Young with 29 and 16. AJ Griffin is that dude, man. He honestly, for the playoffs, if he's a way better shooter than DeAndre Hunter, he's going to start over him. All right, so we just got Jalen Johnson back towards the end of the season, which is hype. And we are 11 games above 500 at the moment. So I think with Johnson coming back, that might push Kobe Buffkin, who is struggling from the field, out of the rotation, at least for the end of the season. I think this is definitely going to decrease DeAndre Hunter's minutes and possibly Larry Nance as well. I think Jalen Johnson could probably get now 26 minutes coming back and start him at the power forward spot. Or do I want to start? I mean, he is 6'8". We could start him at the 4. And then Hunter's, 6'8" as well. All right, we'll do this. We're going to run that 4-man bench. Still system proficiency, still 3.5 stars. And Jalen Johnson, his first game back after missing 4 months, he ends up posting 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Does not shoot great, but you know what? I'm fine with it. Let's just kind of continue to progress him and be a top 6 seed in the East, but we're playing well. Still 11 games above 500. And Nikola Jokic wins his 3rd MVP award. Victor Wembanyama is your Rookie of the Year. Chris Paul, 6th Man of the Year. Nick Claxton, Defensive Player of the Year. Şengün gets Most Improved, and Donovan Mitchell, Clutch Player of the Year. Hopefully we'll see some variance with these awards once start today is fixed. We do get Trae Young on All-NBA First Team, 29 points, 3 rebounds, and 11 assists. He has a phenomenal 2024 season, by far the best of his career. He did post similar numbers in 2022 and in 2020, but the efficiency was way better here in 24. So he's basically elite in every even year, so he's maybe going to be not as good next year, we'll see. And we didn't get anybody on an all defensive or rookie team. All right, so we are the 4 seed taking on the 5 seeded Toronto Raptors, who made a trade for Marcus Smart midseason. I'll definitely try to get the details of that. I thought maybe it would include Dennis Schroeder, but I did see Dennis Schroeder is still on that team. It was straight up for Jakob Poeltl. Okay, so the Bulls ended up as the 3 seed, Cavs at 6, Boston and Miami. Don't these teams just love each other? 2-7, and then Philly against New York. Milwaukee wasn't a top 10 seed. What? 2K despises the Bucks in the simulation. I don't get it. Giannis played in 65 games. Okay, so he was hurt for a little bit, and Damian Lillard played also in 82 games. 82 games. I don't get it. Portis played in 82, Lopez 67. Middleton, I guess, must have missed a lot of the season, or at least, no, he missed 5 games, and this team ended up winning 33 games. That's crazy. You had Lakers and Suns, Pelicans and Grizzlies, Trailblazers as the 3 seed, Nuggets as the 6 seed, and then Warriors and Clippers there in round 1. So Dallas didn't make it out of the play-in tournament. The Clippers did, and Minnesota was the 10th spot. So yeah, the Thunder didn't make the playoffs as well. Here were the rest of the stats. DeJounte Murray couldn't eclipse 20 points, but was close to it. DeAndre Hunter with 12 points. He, I think, will come off the bench for the playoffs, even though AJ Griffin is still nursing a ankle injury. So to construct this playoff rotation, I think Larry Nance, I'm still fine with playing a decent amount. I think 17 is fine. I think Okongwu might play a little bit less just because we don't really need to play him that much with Capella still there. I think Griffin will start, but do I really want to start Jalen Johnson? I don't know if I do. He might get a little bit less. I honestly might start Larry Nance. He might get 22 minutes a night. Let's go 28 to Griffin, and then let's do 38 to Trae, 36 to DeJounte Murray. Let's do something like this, and then we'll readjust if we need to. Game 1 against the Toronto Raptors. AJ Griffin's fully healthy. Boom, that's a dub. We end up winning by 11. 52 points combined between DeJounte and Trae. And let's see if we could win this series. Let's just simulate the round. Why not? And we, gentlemen, sweep the Toronto Raptors. Let's go. Okay, we got to talk about that 4th quarter in Game 5. But yeah, won by 11 in Game 1. Won by 6, or excuse me, lost by 6 in Game 2. That was our only L. Beat him by 2 in Game 3. Close win there. Trae had 16 assists. Beat him by 7 in Game 4. And then blew him out in Game 5 because we held them to 8 points in the fourth quarter. What a defensive masterclass by this Hawks team. Solid round one numbers. I mean, AJ Griffin really balling out. Jalen Johnson, I think we should tell him to stop taking threes. But now we're going to take on the Philadelphia 76ers, who are very good in the 2K simulation. They do have James Harden still. So let's see, can we advance to the conference finals? This is a rematch of the round 2 matchup in 2021. We go down 2-1. We tied up 2-2. Trae Young has a strained left MCL. He's going to be playing her for the next 2 to 4 weeks. Oh my god, we're getting all the injuries, but everybody could play through it at least. Are we going to win? Oh my god, we're going to game 7. Can I pause it? Yes, I can. Here we go, game 7. Damn, Trae Young had a phenomenal game 6 to force to game 7. Same with DeJounte Murray. Here we go. It's going to be in Philadelphia like it was. I don't remember if they won in 6 or 7 back in 2021, but it's a competitive game right now. It's very close. We're up by 5 here in the fourth quarter. Are we going to the conference finals? No, we choke it in the fourth. Oh, man, we ended up losing by 7. Trae Young played great. Griffin did not shoot the ball all that well. Damn, DeJounte Murray had 15 points, 5 assists. We ended up losing. That's unfortunate. You have a 7th and 8th seed and a 1 and 2 seed. So the top 2 seeds versus the bottom 2 seeds going up against each other in the conference finals. And it's the Boston Celtics going up against the LA Clippers, and the Celtics win in 6. Damn, that was brutal. I feel like Trae Young, 33 points and 12 assists in those 7 games. DeJounte Murray was fantastic as well as a number 2. I think AJ Griffin might be our 3rd best player. So LeBron is packing it up and he retires. Greg Popovich also packing it up as well. LeBron heads to the Hall of Fame. And we still have our first round pick in this draft, which is nice. So we are going to be getting pick number 28 via the Lakers from the Sadiq Bey trade. So that was nice. And we also have our pick at 22. We should have the Kings like top 10 protected pick next year from the Kevin Huerter trade. And I don't know if I want to add 2 rookies to this team, but we could look to make a trade. All right, we're going to try to get Boston a center, and we're going to take on Derek White in his expiring contract. Boston paying Drew all that money, Tatum, Brown, Porzingis. They're not going to be able to pay Derek White. So we're going to try to swoop in here, expiring deal for expiring deal, but they get another big man. We're giving them the 2 late first round picks, and Derek White is going to come off the bench, but is really going to improve our defense there, and they are going to agree to that offer. Had to throw a second rounder in as well, but I love the addition of Derek White on this team. So we didn't really make any noise in this draft. The Mavericks with the number 1 overall pick. Wait, what? Did they jump from 14 to 1? I'll have to look at that again. That's insane. They end up with Ron Holland, Isaiah Collier 2, Alex Sarr 3, Edwards 4, Isan Almanza 5. But yeah, the Mavericks picked 1, and they ended up as the 8th seed. I don't know if they had any other team's pick. Was it their pick? Oh my god, they jumped from 14 to 1. That is absurd. That is just, wow, okay. So we're going to decline the team option on Garrison Matthews. We're going to pick it up, though, on AJ Griffin, obviously. OG Anunoby would be sick on this team, but we aren't really going to have cap space for free agency. And with Clint Capella gone, I'm going to look to sign Xavier Tillman to a 3-year deal, team option on the last year to be the backup center behind Onyeka Okongwu. So yeah, we pretty much have our roster going into the season next year. We have a lot of depth. We have 4 basically shooting guards that we could play. Trae Young, but Buffkin could kind of be the backup point guard. We have Hunter and Griffin, Nance and Jalen Johnson, Okongwu, Tillman, and still Bruno Fernando. James Harden stays in Philly after losing in the conference finals. Same with Maxey. Siakam stays in Toronto. Clay stays in Golden State. Valanciunas signs with the Orlando Magic on a 3-year deal. Gets $50 million guaranteed. Claxton stays with Brooklyn. And Dinwiddie went back to the Detroit Pistons. Started his career there. So Trae Young regresses a little bit, which is really interesting based off the season he had, and he's 25 years old. DeAndre Hunter's in 81. Okongwu's in 81. AJ Griffin progresses. Like to see that. I think I gotta start him next year at the 3 spot. All right, so I'm not like fully giving up on DeAndre Hunter, but I'm definitely not gonna rely on him as like a top option on this team. I think he's gonna play like 22 minutes a night. I would like to get Derek White a decent amount, but he's gonna like kind of bite into the minutes of Murray. So I think I'm gonna change his position, his backup position, from shooting guard to small forward, or excuse me, from point guard to small forward, so he can kind of replace AJ Griffin at times. And I think AJ Griffin, I'm gonna change it from shooting guard to power forward, his secondary position. All right, so Buffkin also might be out of the rotation again, but he's just clearly not as good as some of these other guys, and I'm trying to win right now. So yeah, Tillman's going to be the backup center. We're going to get, I guess, Larry Nance as another backup big spot. 17 minutes to Bogey. Then we're going to do 21 to Hunter. We'll do 27 for Derek White at the start of the year. 28 to Okongwu. 27 to Jalen Johnson's fine. I would like to go 35, 33, and then 28 to AJ Griffin. 3.5 star pace and space once again. I'm like, Derek White is definitely good enough of a defender to kind of play up a little bit. So on the road here against Charlotte to start off the year, AJ Griffin with 24 points to start the season. Nice. All right, going up against the Sixers, and we beat them by 1. The team that knocked us out, Trae Young drops 32. Okongwu with 18 and 8, also 2 blocks as well. Derek White, 3 for 7. Hey, that's fine. I guess he shot that poorly in game 1 against the Hornets, right? He ended up going 1 for 7 and 1 for 5 from 3. And then we get blown up by 30 against the Bulls. All right, don't you just love to see that? Jalen Johnson, man, maybe he's not as good in real life in 2K. That is brutal. So we might throw DeAndre Hunter back up into the starting power forward spot. Ended up losing by 10 to Utah. Man, maybe I can't rely too much on Jalen Johnson and DeAndre Hunter. And that's a trade we can make at the deadline because we also have the Kings first round pick as well. I just don't know what power forward I'm going to go out and get. I don't know if I can get Jaren Jackson Jr. I mean, that would be a dream. Maybe there's a Kristaps Porzingis deal, whatever team he's on at this point. Uh-oh. Trae Young, torn left hamstring. He's out for 2 to 4 months. Uh-oh, indeed. He's been elite this year. For sure. His numbers go down. It's like every odd year. But hey, he's still elite. All right. So that's 35 minutes I got to replace and 25 points per game. So Derek White, I think, is like DeJounte Murray is probably going to be the starting point guard. We'll have Derek White as the starting 2 guard, which is actually fine. Probably some more minutes to AJ Griffin and to Onyeka Okongwu. Looks like Jalen Johnson's been much better as of late, so he could probably still stay as the 6th man. That means more minutes for Bogey. I think Tillman and Nance aren't going to change, and I'm probably going to go like 16 minutes to Buffkin. This is where he can really make a name for himself if he's possibly going to be in a trade or he's going to be in our future plans. All right, so we get Trae Young back, and we were only 2 games below 500 at 15 and 17, so it could have been a lot worse. DeJounte Murray was great in his absence. Derek White could have been a little bit better. And Kobe Buffkin really didn't take advantage of this increase in playing time. All right, so we're here at the All-Star draft. No DeJounte Murray. Thought he could maybe sneak in with his like increase in scoring in Trae Young's absence. But yeah, we're 21 and 28, guys. We've had a really shitty January. I mean, an 8-point loss, like no defense being played here against the Wizards. I really thought just adding Derek White would have helped that out a lot, but his efficiency on offense has been really brutal for us this season. So is there a play? I don't know if there's a trade to be made here at the deadline. Kobe Buffkin actually played a little bit well towards the end of that stretch when Trae came back. Do we look to move Derek White in his expiring contract at the deadline? So I might try to ship him to the OKC Thunder, who can take on a little bit of cap space at this moment. We would have to pay Jeremiah Robinson Earl a little bit down the line, but he's actually not he's not too bad of a player. Like, could I get maybe this top 5 Philly protected first round pick for Derek White? So we get a first and a young player in JRE. Sasha Vezenkov, I don't know if he will play for us. He's a good 3-point shooter. He might, honestly, we'll see. So yeah, I think I'm going to do this trade. We can, well, we're not going to have the cap space to sign Derek White. So it sucks he just had a cup of coffee here, half a season, but we're not going to win it all, I think. I mean, we might not even make the playoffs. So let me just try to get an asset for him at the deadline. And are they going to say yes? They're going to say no. Okay, so maybe that Philly pick is too much of value. So I'm going to ask for this 2026 Rockets first round pick. They are going to say, okay, they want Bruno Fernando, and they'll give me a second. Cool with that. So yeah, Derek White no longer here. That's going to mean more minutes for Kobe Buffkin. And who knows, maybe this team still makes the playoffs. But right now, it's not looking great. Currently 7 games below 500. I mean, right now, we just got to get to the 10th seed. So we're basically only a game and a half out of the 10th spot. So we could make a run towards the end of the season. Any contracts to maybe go over at the moment? Nope. So yeah, that's going to be it for me now. I don't think I'm going to make any other moves at the deadline. Everybody else is kind of under contract in some way, shape, or form, or at least a restricted free agent. Trae Young, man, another major injury, broken left finger. He could play through it, but that's just brutal. He already missed some time in the beginning of the year. Yeah, maybe this is not our season. We're now 10 games below 500. So Ja Morant wins MVP. Rookie of the year is Isaiah Collier, the number 2 pick to Utah. They finally got their point guard for the future. Really haven't had that guy since Darren Williams, which was a decade ago. I mean, Mike Conley was very solid for them, but wasn't like that franchise point guard. Ahmed Thompson is your 6th man of the year. Depoy goes to Wembanyama. Scoot Henderson most improved. So shout out to the 2023 draft class. And Trae Young got clutch player of the year. So this Hawks team did end the season above 500. Trae Young, All-NBA third team honors. What an elite season. And this Hawks team ended up in the play-in tournament as the 7th seed. So we were very close to not even having to be in the play-in tournament by 1 game. The Thunder are the 1 seed with Derek White. I mean, he's just going to make them so much better. Of course, he was more efficient for them. Of course, right? So we're going up against Philly, go figure, in the first leg of the play-in tournament. Life comes at you fast because basically these 2 teams were fighting for conference finals appearance last year. Now we're both fighting just to make the playoffs. Jalen Johnson, much more efficient this year. Love to see that. He's a restricted free agent. Hopefully we can get him back for like around $15 million a year. Nothing too crazy. AJ Griffin has another year before he's a free agent, but talk about efficiency, man. The dude is a beast. Onyeka Okongwu averaged 12, 10, and almost 2 blocks a night, 59 from the field. Dude was phenomenal as the starting center. Bogey, not as efficient this year. He's still under contract for another year, too. All right, so for the playoffs, I don't think Larry Nance is going to play. I think Xavier Tillman, who was fine as the backup center, is going to get like 10 minutes a night. Bogey's going to get like 14. Kobe Buffkin, man, he played well down the stretch. I think he's going to earn himself like 20 minutes in this series. I think Hunter, 23 is fine. He's just not the scorer we thought he could be out of Virginia. I think Okongwu can get 34. Probably keep 28 to Jalen Johnson. I'd like to do 34 to AJ. I keep wanting to say Adrian Griffin, head coach of the Bucks. AJ Griffin. And then let's do 39 to Trey, 38 to DeJounte Murray. Let's ride. System proficiency, 3.5 stars. Can we beat Philly just to make it to the playoffs as the 7th seed? Luckily, though, we do have 2 chances to make the playoffs. Can we beat them at home? Get revenge. Almost got their first round pick as well. That would have been nice if we eliminated from the playoffs and had like their back end lottery first, but we couldn't get that from the Thunder. We blow them out by 30, and your Atlanta Hawks are the 7th seed this year. And then Philly ended up losing to Washington by 4. Damn, what a ass season from them. But now we're taking on the Orlando Magic here in round 1. A Southeast Division matchup. They added Jonas Valanciunas in the offseason. They also have Josh Hart as well. Can we defeat them to advance to round 2? We're down 2 games to 1, 3 games to 1, and we get gentlemen swept. All right, so this is definitely an eye-opening kind of season. I don't think I'm going to fire Quinn Snyder. Don't think I'm going to trade Trae Young or even DeJounte Murray, who was really good in that series. Game 1, we lost by 8. Won by 24 in game 2. Trae Young was phenomenal. Game 3, lost by 14. Damn, Trae and Murray couldn't do it all, man. Jalen Johnson struggled. I don't think he could start for us anymore. Lost by 11 here in game 4. Adrian Griffin was so good, but I don't know if it's going to be like a sign and trade with Jalen Johnson. Lost by 25 here in game 5. All right, I think we're trying to figure out that power forward position and upgrade that. As Walker Kessler, Western Conference Finals MVP, Evan Mobley in the East, that's pretty cool. And then the Cavs swept the Jazz there, the Donovan Mitchell matchup in the 2025 Finals. All right, so we do have the Kings first round pick, which is projected at pick 10. Unfortunately, this pick is top 12 protected in 2025. I like to be realistic with the trade protections because 2K doesn't really have a good sense on these after year 1. So yeah, this is top 12 protected. Watch it end up being number 1 or 2 now. So it stays at 10. We're going to send that back to Sacramento for a top 10 protected in 2026 because that's what it converts to. Also, we don't have our first round pick. It's at 18. That's going to the Spurs from the DeJounte Murray trade. We're going to look to bring on Will Hardy as an assistant for us. I don't know if he's going to take $134K a year, which is basically like a fraction of what he would make. Is he going to accept that offer? Wow, because he got no other deals. All right, I'm going to try to do it. I think I'm going to try to get Pascal Siakam from the Toronto Raptors. He did sign an extension with them, so this might be a little bit tougher to pick up. But we could definitely get there with the matching salary if I included DeAndre Hunter and if I included Bogdan Bogdanovic. He's definitely a little bit less valuable now because he is 31 years old. But I will include that Sacramento Kings first round pick, top 10 protected next year, and that Houston Rockets first round pick that we got. So 2 first round picks and 2 rotational players. I don't really know if I want to include Kobe Buffkin. I mean, I'd probably give them J.R.E., who I think they should value. He's 24 years old. He was pretty good for OKC. Do I want to include him? We might need him. All right, I'll include him. So 3 players and 2 first round picks. That's a lot. All right, I'm going to do 2 first and 2 players in Hunter and Bogdanovic. I think they will accept this. And they don't. Wow. Would I rather include another first or J.R.E.? I think I would rather include another first. So 3 firsts and 2 rotational guys for Pascal Siakam. They say no. Wow. All right. So it is going to take a lot. I don't know if Muhammad gets it done. Can I just include him first before I include J.R.E.? They agree. Okay. So, yeah, 3 players and 3 picks got me Pascal Siakam. That is hopefully going to be, he's 31 years old, but that is an improvement on the defensive end. A inside D, A minus perimeter D. We know he's a good offensive player, and we went out and we made a big move, man. Dylan Harper, number 1 overall pick to the Pels. Cooper Flagg and Victor Wembanyama on the same team now. That is wild. Picking up AJ Griffin and Kobe Buffkin and Sasha Vezenkov's team option. Like, the depth is going to hurt a little bit. Now I do want to extend Jalen Johnson, but obviously with the addition of Siakam, he's not going to start. Let's get Larry Nance back on the veteran minimum as well. And we're going to get a 3-year, almost $30 million deal done with Jalen Johnson. So I do think that's a nice deal for us. Anybody big switch teams? Donovan Mitchell goes to Washington. Okay, that's kind of a shocker right there. Bobby Portis to the Raptors, Fred VanVleet to the Kings. Also going to get Jose Alvarado, just some more point guard depth. Trae Young just continues to regress for some reason, but everybody else either progressed besides Alvarado and Larry Nance. So 2 former Pels on the team now. All right, so the bench is going to be Jalen Johnson, Kobe Buffkin, Jerry, Xavier Tillman, and Sasha Vezenkov. So it's not as, I guess, experienced as has been in the past or in this video. Trae's going to get 36, DeJounte 34. I'd like to go 30 to Griffin. Maybe we'll do a little bit less to Jalen Johnson. And maybe, yeah, and then we could do 35 to Siakam. So yeah, 35, 34, 36 to our big 3. We are now 4-star pace and space. Road game against the Pacers, and we are 0-1 in the Pascal Siakam era. We ended up losing by 1 point, go figure. Oh, Onyeka Okongwu tears his left MCL. He's going to be out 2 to 4 months. He's been good, man. I'm kind of debating now if I want to start Siakam at the 5 and go kind of small ball for the rest of the time till Okongwu's back. We're 15-20, so maybe adding Pascal Siakam wasn't the greatest idea in the world. All right, so taking a look here at the All-Star teams. Do we get Trae Young in it? We do. Oh, man, he's actually having his worst year of the video so far, and unfortunately, this team is 6 games below 500. So last year, we really did pretty well after the trade deadline, but yeah, we added Pascal Siakam, and we got worse. I don't really know what I should do here at the deadline. So Trae Young somehow has a team option. Like, that's definitely going to get picked up. Like, Murray and Siakam are under contract. So is Okongwu and Jalen Johnson. We're going to have to pay AJ Griffin a lot of money. I don't think I'm going to make any trades, which kind of stinks because I don't know what this team's ceiling is. Let's get a Trae extension done. 35 mil a year, though. Yeah, I think that's the most I'm going to give him. So LaMelo Ball wins MVP this year. Cooper Flagg, Rookie of the Year. Amen Thompson, 6th man. Depoy, Evan Mobley. Jacoby Walter out of Baylor. I think Kobe Walter's his actual name. Or no, it is Jacoby, excuse me. And Clutch Player of the Year is Damian Lillard in Milwaukee. Coach of the Year, Chauncey Billups in Portland. Is your Coach of the Year. Yeah, we do get Trae Young on All-NBA 3rd team. His numbers were a little bit down this year with the addition of Pascal Siakam. Maybe not for the better, but yeah, this team was not good. We are not even a play-in tournament team. We did not do better in the second half. We ended up going 33-49, and I'm not even sure that we have our first-round pick. The Spurs may get it from the Murray trade. Pascal Siakam, we got fleeced. We got fleeced in this deal. He was not great for us whatsoever. Jamire Robinson-Earl was pretty trash for us too. Alvarado wasn't great. Vezenkov was fine from 3. But yeah, maybe this was a retool year, but that's not what should have happened when we traded for Pascal Siakam. God damn it. So the Rockets and the Pistons are here in the finals, and the winner between the number 1 and number 2 picks from the 2021 draft goes to the number 2 pick, Jalen Green, but they got De'Aaron Fox. Whoa, De'Aaron Fox and Jalen Green, that's pretty sick. Chris Paul retires, so does Mike Conley, Brooke Lopez, Steph Curry, and Russell Westbrook. So 3 iconic point guards heading to the Hall of Fame. All right, so draft lottery, the Kings get the number 1 overall pick with their top 10 protected pick. We wouldn't have got it anyway. We do have that Bucks, okay, top 10 pick, thank God. It's at number 7. That goes back to the Sadiq Bey trade, so that worked out for sure. And we do get our pick in this draft. Let's go. So I guess it's every other one that we owe the Spurs. So yes, we have picks 7 and 9 in this draft. All right, we could definitely turn this team around in one offseason. Quinn Snyder. We could go in a different direction. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick up Nick Nurse. I could definitely just promote Will Hardy if I don't get him. Chauncey Billups did just win Coach of the Year, but he's defensive minded. I don't know if that's what I want, especially with Trae. I mean, maybe that's what we need. I don't know if we would be able to pick him up as an assistant, but Tom Tibbs, you want to be an assistant for Atlanta? Nope, we can't get either one of them. Okay, so I think, I don't know if I want to bring back Schneider. Will he accept it? Nope, he rejects it anyway. Okay, so we are going to promote Will Hardy to be our head coach. And boom, there we go. So 1 former Jazz head coach and Schneider to another and Hardy. All right, so it is an auto-generated draft class right now. The Kings with the number 1 pick take Barry Ware, a point guard out of Bama. Last time a Bama point guard went in the top 10 was Colin Sexton, or you could say he was a shooting guard. Kyra Lewis was also a first-round Bama guard. I really thought that Javon Quinterly was going to be really good, or even J.D. Davison in his early years at Bama, but didn't really work out too much. The Rockets land a stud out of Turkey. Omar Julian Burks out of Illinois goes number 3 to the Magic. Boston takes Mark Henderson out of Wyoming at number 4. All right, so we got the Thunder and the Spurs picking ahead of us. The Thunder go with Earl Baker out of San Diego State. All right, looks solid, another forward. And the Spurs take Vin Bender out of UMass there with the 6th overall selection. All right, so with the first of our 2 picks, we're taking Vladimir Tavkar, a center who's going to be the backup. 78 overall right away. That's going to be really huge. He's probably going to replace Xavier Tillman next year. Abraham Howard is the next pick to Denver. That's a really good selection. I was looking at him as well. And then we're going to go with a little bit more of a potential pick. Ion Filman out of Romania with the 9th overall selection. 78 overall at 18. He could definitely develop for sure. And yeah, we're going to sign both of them there. 77, 78 overall. Buffkin, we're going to pick up that team option. Tillman, we are going to decline it. We're going to pay AJ Griffin a decent amount of money. I would get Jerry back on the qualifying offer and then look to maybe trade him. Vizenkov, I'd bring him back on a 1-year deal. Same with Larry Nance. I don't know if we can use our mid-level exception on him, but I'm going to try it. Lou Dort, a 4-year deal to bring him in here to Atlanta. Boom, there we go. We get Lou Dort. We're going to definitely bring back AJ Griffin. I don't want to renounce the rights on Jerry E. We get Vizenkov and Larry Nance back. Let's go. Jerry E. actually got a deal from the Kings. 2 years, 16 mil. I'm going to match that. And then we're going to give AJ Griffin basically 84 million over 4 years, and he should accept that deal, right? Boom, there we go. So I do like this team a lot. I think it's pretty deep, and I like the addition of Lou Dort for sure. So KD goes back to the Warriors. Fox re-signs with the Rockets. Jamal Murray goes back to Canada, where he is from, and he signs with the Toronto Raptors on a steal of a contract. Triple J to Portland. All right, so we're going to give Philman and Topcar 15 minutes apiece. 17 to Jalen Johnson, 18 to Buffkin, 24 to Lou Dort. System proficiency is 4-star balance under Will Hardy. Hopefully, maybe Quinn Snyder wasn't the coach for us, and Hardy could turn this team around. We did lose game 1 of the NBA season. We lost game 2. All right, so we're off to a 1-3 start. That's not great. All right, we're 1-4. God damn it. All right, we are here at the All-Star Draft this year. Trae Young, not an All-Star again? It doesn't look like it. Ron Holland and RJ Barrett are first-time All-Stars this year. We're 29-19 though, so at least we're 10 games above 500. We started off the season horribly, but we had a really nice December. Trae Young is averaging 22 points and 11 assists. DeJounte Murray at 17, 5, and 5. Good old Pascal Siakam is averaging 15, 7, and 5. Good efficiency. Maybe not worth 3 first-round picks. I mean, I'm not really crying over Bogdan Bogdanovic or the Muhammad guy or DeAndre Hunter, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, based off last season, we've been relatively healthy this year, which has been nice. Ian Philman has been very good as a 19-year-old rookie. I don't know if I'm going to make any trades at the deadline, but I'm glad to just see this team above 500 again. We're also going to be trading JRE and a future second-round pick for DeAnthony Melton, who could just provide us some combo guard depth in case an injury happens. I don't really need another power forward since I already have Ion, I have Siakam, Jalen Johnson. I didn't really need JRE. So let's hope this team can finish as a top 6 seed in the Eastern Conference. Ugh, man, in March, this is not what you want to see. DeJounte Murray breaks his left leg out 6 to 8 weeks. So now I'm glad we did pick up DeAnthony Melton at the deadline. And here we go. We just hit 50 wins. That's what I'm talking about. We're here in April, and boom, DeJounte Murray is back. Hell yeah. Shout out to Victor Wembanyama winning the MVP award. Abraham Howard is your Rookie of the Year. He was selected 8th overall by Denver, so nice find by them. Izan Almansa is your 6th Man of the Year. His name is spelled wrong. Wemby gets MVP and DPOY in the same season. Anthony Black is your Most Improved winner, and Luka Doncic, Clutch Player of the Year. Isaiah Collier in year 3, All-NBA First Team. Shout out to him. Trae Young, All-NBA Second Team, 22 points, 11 assists per game, 47, 37, 92 splits. We did get Ion Philman on All-Rookie First Team. Good 3-point shooter for sure. And we get Vladimir Tavkar on All-Rookie Second Team. All right, so we are fully healthy for the playoffs, and we finished as the 3-seeder. Highest, I think, seeding of this video so far. Here were the season stats with Trae averaging 21.8, Murray at 17.2, which is his lowest in this video as well. AJ Griffin gets his highest, so at least we see that. Siakam at 15.7, a little bit better. Definitely more efficient season this year than last, which I like to see. Kobe Buffkin, man, he's good-ish. His 3-point percentage actually fell off a cliff since I last saw it at like 36. All right, so I don't know if Topcar is going to play in the playoffs. I think we're going to go like 15 to Philman, 14 to Melton, 20 to Buffkin, 25 to Dort, 28 to Okongwu. Let's go 35 Siakam. Let's go 33 AJ Griffin. Let's go 37 to Trae, and let's go 33 as well to DeJounte Murray. System proficiency, 4-star balance. Can we beat Tyrese Halliburton in round 1? He is just so freaking good, man. This is going to be tough. I'm nervous. Please win. Down 2-0. God damn it. God damn it. Please win this series. We won 3 in a row. Don't lose. Yes. Oh my God. Let's go. We win game 7. Hell yeah. We end up winning by 4. Siakam showed out. That's why I got him, right? To get me 26 in game 7. And we're taking on the 7-seeded Heat. All right. See, this is what I needed. A nice, maybe Mickey Mouse playoff schedule. I mean, the Heat, this is what they do. They be the 7th, the 8th seed, and then they end up playing in the conference finals every year. They have Bronny James. They have our old buddy Derek White. All right, here we go. Can we beat them? 2 Southeast Division teams. Can we advance to the finals? God damn it. God damn it, we lose in 6. I knew it. I knew it. You can't count out the Heat. All right, on to year 5. Magic and Rockets in the finals, and the Rockets won in 5. They go back to back. Sigh. KD, DeRozan, George, Schroeder, CJ McCollum, all head to the Hall of Fame. Or excuse me, they retired. These 3, Hall of Fame. Draft lottery time. Did we have any random picks? Well, the Raptors get the Kings pick there at number 2, even though it shouldn't even go to them there. There is a protection. We do owe San Antonio our pick at number 25. So yeah, the Clippers got a stud Alfonso Sanchez with the number 1 overall pick in this draft. We didn't have any draft picks or team player options here. We'll give Kobe Buffkin the qualifying offer. He could be included in a sign and trade because I don't really want to pay him $21 million a year. So we got him back 4 years, $63 million. I would also like to bring back D'Anthony Melton as well. And I'm also going to bring in Jalen Smith on a 2-year deal. We are going to be trading Jalen Johnson to the Phoenix Suns for their 2029 unprotected first. He was an expiring contract, and with like Ion playing well as a rookie last year, and Vladimir Tavkar, yeah, Vladimir, right? I didn't think he was going to be the odd man out. Giannis goes to Miami. Jimmy Butler joins Donovan Mitchell in Washington. Okay, Maxey goes to Milwaukee. Hero to Philadelphia, so the East is going to look so different. RJ Barrett joins his fellow Canadian, Jamal Murray, in Toronto. That's pretty cool. All right, so player progression. I'm not surprised to see Siakam and Murray drop. Hopefully this team is deep enough that we could win a championship. I don't know. That might be wishful thinking. Maybe we're going to make a trade at the deadline. Yeah, we would definitely have matching salary to make a trade at the deadline for sure. All right, so we could somehow afford this deal. Onyeka Okongwu and a second for Walker Kessler. I'm not going to be able to get it done with a second. I think I'm going to have to throw in that first round pick we got from the Suns. So basically, this is Onyeka Okongwu and Jalen Johnson for Walker Kessler. Utah has been wanting to get off Walker Kessler. They've offered me multiple trades for him. And yeah, we're going to get one of the best rim protectors in the league. He's off to a rough start here in the 2024 season in real life, but he is an upgrade. 2.7 blocks per game. Yeah, definitely an upgrade over O squared. Sad to see him go. I wanted to keep as many OG Hawks as I can because I just moved Jalen Johnson. I still have Trey, Murray, Griffin, and Buffkin. That's 4. Yeah, that's really it. But we're 19-7 right now, man. I think it's finals or bust with this team. All right, let's go. Pascal Siakam was an all-star here this season. That's what I'm talking about. He joins Trae Young as an all-star. Trae is averaging 21 and 9.8. Siakam making it averaging 18 points, 8 and 6. So yeah, DeJounte Murray's numbers went down a little bit this year at 14, 4 and 6 because Kobe Buffkin might be better. I mean, look how efficient Kobe Buffkin is here in year number 5. Hell yeah, man. I mean, Murray is 31 years old, but it's nice to see Buffkin balling out. So I think that Kessler trade is going to be the one I make at the deadline. We're 22 games above 500. Let's win a title for the Hawks. So Luka Doncic wins MVP this season. Alfonso Sanchez, Rookie of the Year. 6th Man of the Year, Amen Thompson. Wembanyama, Depoy. Most Improved, Trey Johnson. And Clutch Player of the Year, Stephon Castle. We get Coach of the Year with Will Hardy, 55 and 27. Walker Kessler, all defensive second team. Hey, I don't think Okongwu was going to get on that, so I'll take it. Finish the season as a 1 seed. Bulls are the 8 seed. They got Lonzo, Dyson Daniels, Trey Johnson. We just talked about him. Jonathan Kuminga, and Clayton Clayton. What an auto-generated name. Levine is still there, but he's off the bench. And hopefully this team is just well-rounded enough, man, where we could win a title here in 28. Yeah. All right, we should beat the 8-seeded Bulls, right, 2K? Come on. I'm on a high right now. Gentlemen sweep. All right, that's fine. I was hoping to sweep them, but you know what? That is fine. They're respectable. Let's go 23 and 11 for Trey Siakam. Just now is better in age 34 than he was in 33 and 32. And we're taking on the Pistons, who have been in the finals in this video, and we haven't sniffed the finals yet. We've yet to make it to a conference finals. Can we do it this year, please? 2-0, 3-1. Let's go. 4-1. Another gentleman sweep, and we're going up against the 2-seeded Hawks here in the conference finals. A weird scoring allocation, but I'll take it. 1 seed versus 2 seed. LaMelo and Stephon Castle is just an elite backcourt. And they got Brandon Miller. All right. They're not that deep. I definitely think we have a deeper roster. Game 1, we win by 28. I'm scared to simulate the series, but shout out to Siakam. Maybe he just has to play next to Kessler. Maybe not as good next to Okongwu. Damn, we split the games here in Atlanta. I wanted to go 2-0. Game 3 goes to the Hawks. We are now 2 games away from the NBA Finals. Please do it. Don't let them tie it up. God damn it. They tie it up. Don't let them win Game 5, please. No. We lose Game 5. Please, for the love of God, win Game 6. Just can we force a Game 7? Not a good start. Oh my God. Why do we go down by 22 in the first freaking quarter? Can we come back down by 15 in the fourth? Motherfucker. Come on. Damn it. God damn it. Oh, didn't even make it to the NBA Finals. What are you going to do? 6 years, man, and we couldn't do it. Pelicans win it all. Dylan Harper's your finals MVP. Or that was 5 years, excuse me. So, yeah, let me know what I did wrong in the comments. Was it more getting Pascal Siakam that messed us up? I really thought we matched up well with that Charlotte Hornets team. I didn't think they were that deep. Siakam was good in the playoffs. Murray was about to be a free agent. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys did enjoy that Hawks rebuild. Also, shout out again to Bowie Sports again for letting me kind of talk. That was really cool. So I hope you guys saw that in the beginning of the video. It was pretty cool. Drop a like if you guys did enjoy. I love you guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.